Hey guys, we're off again for another lockdown learning. The reason why this video is posted a bit late because we had a live stream session with Sean Si's close group where we did like a sort of webinar no about thriving in this crisis. So that's why it's virtually late. And one of the things that got raised during that uh, entire session was basically this. Allow me to show you so you guys have at least full context also. So one of the questions that was asked was, or at least some of the things that I presented, was answering the question, when will the market recover? Because as you all know, there's a lot of analysis, there's a lot of theories behind how the market will recover. And a lot of people, of course, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, everyone's entitled to their own analysis. Everyone can either, there's a theory that it's a V-shaped recovery, meaning that it drops like this. After dropping like this V-shape, meaning it will bounce very very quick. That's what your V-shaped recovery is. Your U-shaped recovery is the market starts to go down, the economy is down, then it will take like a letter U. It will take a longer time before it starts to go up again to go back to where it was before. So the thing about that is those are all forecasts. So, and people are also saying there's a W uh, type of reversal, meaning down, goes up a bit, slight lower movement down, then goes down a bit. This downward area, by the way, should be your support level. Then it starts pushing up, then it starts to reverse. So the thing about that is no one can forecast or pinpoint how it will actually look or how it will actually play out over a course of time. No one has a crystal ball to be able to figure that out or to be able to know how it will actually look. But what I want to share to all of you when all of this is said and done is basically this: if you are invested for the long term and you are a long term investor, there's one thing that I'd like to tell you, that regardless of what shape it is, people focus on if it's a U shape, a W shape, or a V shape. They fail to focus on the last word, which is the most important: recovery. It's not a question whether the market will recover. It's only a question of when and how long does it take before it starts to recover. But it will recover. So what do I mean by this, and what how should this employ towards your trading plan, towards your strategy, towards how you make money? Number one, if your time horizon is long, and I've made so many videos about this, if your time horizon is long, your cash flow is not doesn't stop. You're still making money. You still have cash. You still have savings. You're not in debt. You have disposable income. Your timeline is very very long. Think about it this way: if you're investing for the long term, regardless of what time frame you are in, but as long as it's long, when you come in now, it will still recover. Especially if you're buying the index. Please remember this: the context of buying the index somehow protects you if you don't know how to pick stocks. The context of you buying FMETF, the PSEI, or any index laced fund will protect you because it's rebalanced every 6 months, meaning the good stays there, the ones that are not anymore fit towards a computation of the index gets removed and it gets replaced by something else, meaning the companies today 2020 might not be the same as the companies in 2030. But there's one thing that's sure, and I've been saying this all the time: if you invest in the index, there will never be a stock there, or it will never come to a point that the entire index will go bankrupt, because the ones that are bad enough will be pretty much out of it. The ones that are not performing will be out. So that's the whole context, and that's the whole gist of this. No, if you want something that you want to position yourself right now, but you don't want to time, you don't want to study fundamental analysis, you don't want to study technical analysis, but all you know is you know the risk going into the market, you know that there's volatility, that no matter where you invest in, there's still a chance that it will go down, but your timeline is very, very long. All you need to know is that markets recover. So your battle plan, if you have extra, is, especially if you're invested in mutual funds, UITFs, ETFs, is basically, if you're invested now and then there's a possibility that it goes down, dapat tanggap mo na rin siya because it's normal also for stocks to go down. It's normal for markets to go down, especially for those who, I'll make another video after this where we're going to talk about the index, especially where when the general trend is still bearish, then what we're seeing here is that if the general trend is bearish, then sellers are still leading buyers. If sellers are still leading buyers, meaning there's nothing compelling enough for buyers to cause them to buy at a higher price. So please remember, there will be buyers that will buy later on when there's no more risk, or at least that the risk is lower or the uncertainty is lower. When that is out of the question, they start buying. When they start buying, there's a bigger chance, there's a bigger narrative that they're going to buy it higher. But because the risks are lesser, or from a charting perspective, it starts to reverse from a downtrend into an uptrend, then suddenly the waiting time that they have becomes lesser, because when once you start buying something that's reversing, once you start buying something that from a downtrend starts to move up, then suddenly you have a larger shot, a larger chance to be positioned into something that will be trending up. So there, it's not a question whether the market will reverse. It's only a question of when. It's only a question of what you're doing. Because I've been saying this in a lot of videos, when the market was expensive, what caused people not to invest is basically, mahal eh, ayoko mag-invest, it's too expensive. When the market was cheap, especially 2 months ago, the common narrative was, ayoko mag-invest kasi nakakatakot. But if that's your mentality, ayaw mag-invest kasi nakakatakot, pero mura, you won't be able to invest. And if your mentality is, sobrang mahal naman siya, ayoko mag-invest, hindi ka talaga maka-invest. I think the biggest issue of a lot of people not investing is, it's them not trying to take the risk and trying to learn also that there are still opportunities in the midst of those risks. And the reason why I'm saying that is to nudge you. If you're a bit scared about taking risks, that's why I've been saying it over and over. It has to be money na hindi mo kailangan. It has to be money that you have to leave out regardless of what's happening. It's money that you won't be scared of in spite of volatility. But I encourage you to take risks. Why? The most important thing when you're investing is volume. Meaning, you put in a larger amount of money, that as you start putting a larger amount of money, short spikes, short movements up, it now gives you a greater amount of return. It now gives you the ability to earn actually more. And that's what you need to learn. That's what you need to find out, that if your goal is to have volume, because think about it. If you place the 100,000 pesos and that 100,000 pesos makes 100%, you only get 200 after all is said and done. Capital plus profits, but you have 10 million earning 10%. That 10 million earning 10% will give you 1,000,000 pesos. So it's also a volume game. And volume game starts with what you have right now. I'm not saying you need 1,000,000 pesos to start. I'm saying that you be faithful with what you have. If you have that 10,000 pesos right now to be invested in the market, start it already. So that once you see the market start to recover, you're already positioned. Once you see the market start to recover, you've already experienced it. How is life when markets are down? How is the general sentiment when things are not going so well? Because personally, for those who are starting out investing right now, this is one of the best times for you to learn, because there's more learnings when the market is down than when it is up. There's more things that you can get right now that you can use later on in your trading and investing journey as compared to when the market is up. So aside from, it's not a question whether the market will reverse, it's a question of when, it's a question of how long. The next question is, what are you doing? Why? Because when the market is up and massively up and it's high and it's expensive already, are you the one buying? Or are you the one that's holding already because you are riding something that you positioned in early on? So that's the thing that you need to define for yourself. Because if you are an investor, the best time to invest is when you know the companies are still good. The companies still, based on what you've studied, no? And there will be some companies that, and I've mentioned this in a lot of videos, that regardless of what the economy is, there will be winners and there will be losers. And what you need to study is, sino yung mga winners, who are the ones that will perform very well, because that's where maybe you need to put your money into, and that's where you need to deploy more attention in. And as you start to deploy more attention there, that's where you also build the competence. If you're thinking you lack the confidence to invest, please remember this. Keep on trying, keep on investing, because that builds your competence, and competence will lead to confidence later on. And it doesn't mean that you start with 10,000 right now, you start with 20,000, it's gonna remain there. My suggestion is you start building the competence, you start putting more, you start putting more, you start putting more, you start putting more. And again, I'll say this over and over. It's not a question whether it will reverse. It will always reverse. It will always go back up. It will always come to a point where I shared this. Now, allow me to show my chart. I said I won't show a chart for this video, but hey, let's just show a chart for this video so that we get to give as much value and context to everyone. So after this video, I'll most likely show you the PSEI as give an update on it. But look, if you look at this, you'll essentially see this. This is how the PSEI looked from 2008 to where we are today. And if you would see this over and over, you would see that there's a large market drop. Then you see it start to rebound. After it starts to rebound, you have another short drop here. Then you have a large movement up. Then you see it start to fall down again. Then as you see it start to go up, you see it start to fall down again. Then you see it start to go up. Then you see it start to fall down again. Then you see it start to go up here. Then you see it start to go down again. Then after that, you see this entire sideways period. Then now we're faced with the breakdown that we're actually seeing right now. But here's one thing that I know, and here's one thing that I've been consistently saying in all of the videos. That I've been saying this when the market was massively up, when the market was consolidating on its highs, that it's not a question whether a recession will happen. It's not a question whether a large market drop will happen. It's only a question of when. But in the same way today, I'm also saying that it's not a question whether markets will go up. It's only a question of when and how it will recover. And the chart tells us everything. Price, discounts, everything. Everything you need to know is found in the charts. That it dropped before, but it rebounded again. The same thing happened in the 2008 crash. The same thing happened in the 1997 crash. It dropped, but guess what? It recovered. So the question I want to leave with you is, what are you doing? Are you the one who's going to buy when it's already high and expensive? Or are you the one who's going to study hard, make your due diligence, study your charts, study your fundamentals, study if you're going to invest in index funds, and start deploying capital from there? Because at the end of the day, I want you to maximize every opportunity that's there. And part of maximizing it is studying. Part of maximizing it is trying to do your due diligence. And part of maximizing it is you trying to be the best version of yourself. And part of maximizing it is you trying to learn and create the rudiments on how you can build wealth over a stretched period of time. And that's all I want. I just want you guys to learn as much as you can while we are on lockdown. That's why I call this lockdown learning, so that you guys can build as much skills as possible, because it's those skills that's going to help you make money over the long term. So I hope you guys got a lot from this. If you did, would super appreciate it. No, if you could also subscribe to my page. It's now close to 107,000 subscribers. But I also have another page. It's called Marvin Germo Podcast. We're doing a lot of the live streams there. That's where most of the live streams are lately. If you haven't seen the live streams, they're in Marvin Germo Podcast. Then if you have any questions off of this, put them in the comment section below. But appreciate it if you could press the like button, put the thumbs up button, because it helps the YouTube algorithm show this to more Filipinos out there. Above and beyond that, for those who want to learn what's Marvin saying, what are all of these jargons, I have 5 books. Stock Investing Made Easy, Winning Strategies for Investing, Stress-Free Investing, Breaking Through the Resistance, and Where Should You Invest. These are basics, technicals, and fundamentals. You can order them via Shopee if you'd like to learn more about this. And for those who want to learn the basics of the stock market via webinars, there's an online course that Sean Si made for me. It's called Make Money, Grow Money. It's me and him talking about business, me and him talking about investments, me and him talking about the stock market. The link is down in the description. You can also click that if you want to learn and enroll. This is video on demand. If you want to learn how to actually do it, how to uh, learn how to actually enter the stock market, this course is for you. So there, guys. I hope that this is something that added tremendous value to you, and I hope that this is something that helped you wherever you are in life. No, and there, this is Marvin Germo pushing you, nudging you that you can reach for your dreams, that you can use the stock market to help you, guide you, and also give you as much wisdom as possible. And I hope that you keep on studying, keep on learning, because at the end of the day, you will only grow as high as what you put inside of you. So, Marvin Germo, I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, guys, and God bless you all.